Listen, is your credits in the 4, 5, or 6s and you are struggling to be able to go ahead and fix your credit? Don't worry about it. I got you. In this video here, I'm going to break down simple strategies and steps you need to take in 2025 in order to go ahead and fix your credit. There's none of that old outdated sauce methods or strategies that you've been getting you denied on trying to fix your credit or just simply not working no more. There's a lot that's going on. And in this video, I'm going to share it with you. So you want to make sure that you follow along, but more important, you stay all the way to the end, because guess what? That's the best part. So let's go ahead and tap on in.
This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding in entertaining improvement.
Hey, what's going on? As I just mentioned, Blueprint Nation, we are going to give you a dope banging video today. This is the channel where we give you the blueprint to success, but more important, in this video right here, I'm going to give you the blueprint to getting good credit in 2025. A lot has been going on. If you're not aware already, the CFPB, they are handing down massive lawsuits onto the credit bureaus. New scoring models is coming out. We're going to go ahead and break all of this down. We're going to limit the fluff and the gimmicks and nothing like that. I know you guys that want to get straight to the meat and potatoes, and I value your time. So we're not going to go through any of all the unnecessary foolishness. We're going to get straight into it. Make sure you grab yourself a pen and paper, because you definitely want to follow the strategies that I'm going to outline here in this video, as I'm going to give you up-to-date methods on how you can really fix your credit following these simple methods that I'm going to share with you guys. First things first, before we start, I'm pretty much emphasize this in a lot of my content. If this is your first time catching any one of my videos here, you should know that credit is extremely important, especially as we're rolling into 2025. Nowadays, credit pretty much impacts almost every critical element in your life. You can just go down the list, whether it's car loans, getting approved for an apartment, getting approved for a credit card, your insurance rate, utilities, the deposit that you have to put down in certain things, even it affects your education, whether you can get approved for financial aid or not. So credit nowadays plays a very important factor. So there's no better reason than to make sure that you have a good credit score, as having a bad credit score not only is going to cost you more money in your pocket, but also deny you for certain important things in life, such as being able to unlock financial freedom, build generational wealth, or just have a very successful lifestyle. What I really want to emphasize now, later on this year, FICO has just announced it is going to be releasing its FICO 10 scoring model, which this scoring model is really going to start emphasizing on past credit trending data. So what that necessarily means, listen, if you're somebody that's been having a habit of keeping a balance month to month on your credit cards or any one of your trade lines, this is going to impact you, because now this can really hurt your credit score. As the new scoring model, man, I call it cutthroat, because to be honest with you, is not playing no favoritisms when it comes to you having utilization on your credit. So you definitely want to be aware of situations like this. And many may not be aware of this, or you probably are, but the CFPB, which is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, recently just launched a lawsuit against 2 out of the 3 big credit reporting agencies, Experian and Equifax, for the reason of for them failing to conduct substantive or even just basic investigations. They're being accused for doing things such as doing shady investigations, not having the proper protocols and procedures in place to be able to adequately conduct investigations, and even reinserting accounts that's been removed off of people's credit reports. So that right there pretty much highlights how the credit bureaus are not your friends. They're not here to be able to play fair. So you have to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's, and also that you are up to date with the latest tips and strategies, so you'll be able to combat these credit reporting agencies when they're starting to be able to go ahead and exercise this type of behavior. Bottom line, guys, make sure that you follow along here, because again, 2025, things are definitely changing in the credit landscape, and you want to make sure that you stay up to date with everything that's going on. Before we get straight into it, everything that you have pretty much have learned or witnessed or experienced about credit repair, for the most part, I want you to go ahead and erase it off your mind. I know you've seen that Men in Black movie where they had the device where it just wipes your mind of everything. I want you to have that same approach when it comes to old strategies on credit repair. Things such as generic letters, 609 letters, 611 letters, not working. Cookie cutter templates that's been used for years in and years out. Those are no longer cutting it, guys. 2025, we are in a new era and a new age of revolution. There are tools which I'm going to share with you guys in today's video, such as artificial intelligence, online tools, as well as leveraging consumer law to be able to go ahead and get items removed off of your credit report. So it's very important that you understand these different strategies and these different tactics. So therefore, that can increase your leverage as well as increase your chances to be able to be successful in getting items removed off of your credit report. Okay. Now, the first thing you want to do before you start your credit repair process, and this is very important, is checking your credit report. Listen, you can't hit what you can't see. I don't know anybody that was able to do that. If you have, let me know. You need to make sure that you are checking your credit report at least on a regular basis. Now, the best website or the best platform I strongly recommend where you could be able to check your credit report is annualcreditreport.com. Again, that's annualcreditreport.com. Now, caveat, you won't have access to your scores. However, you will have access to your full 3-bureau credit report, which is owned by the 3 major credit bureaus, as well as sanctioned by the Federal Trade Commission as an authorized website and platform where you'll be able to have access to your credit report. Okay. Again, you won't have your scores, but the scores is irrelevant. It comes to the point of you trying to fix your credit in what we're going to discuss in today's video. You do have access to be able to check your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. The 2 things you need to know about it, though, you won't have access to your scores, and number 2, you won't be able to download your report as well. So very important that you keep that in mind before you go ahead and sign up with them. But you will be able to get 1 copy of your credit report every week on a weekly basis. So this is a very dope resource that is available to you in order for you to be able to go ahead and stay on top of your credit.
If your credit ain't high and it's actually down, the time to take action is now. Yeah. If your credit ain't high and it's actually down, the time to take action is now. Go get control of your credit, go and repair.
Listen, I've been getting a lot
down. Oh yes, to show you the leverage, just so you can get a new rider. Go get you a house, just so you don't feel despair, you don't feel embarrassed. It's right, so go get it done now. Don't survive through the week, go improve, get it up. Want a life full of freedom to do what you want. He's a guy that you need, he's a dude that you want. Not 5 minus 3, that's 2, number 1. Guy you will see if you hit him up. He'll help with devotion, this I am sure of. Updates, promotions, discounted courses. Work with him anywhere, buddies in Florida. Credit will get repaired. Yes.
Once you have pulled up your credit report, you want to make sure that you have all 3 credit reports side by side. Now, you can't download it more than likely, but you can print out your report. So you want to print out your full 3-bureau report and have each of them next to one another. Your Equifax report, your Experian report, and your TransUnion credit report. Therefore, this will make it a lot easier for you on the next step when it comes to being able to go ahead and be successful on the dispute process here. Now, once you have all 3 of your reports side by side one another, the next step you want to do is identify all of the errors, violations on your credit report. Many people are unaware of this, but over 70% of credit reports have violations on them. That means 7 out of 10 people out here are walking around with errors on their credit report, and most people are not even aware of it. Based on the Fair Credit Reporting Act, anything and everything on your credit report must be reported accurately and fairly. So that means across all 3 credit bureaus, everything on your credit report has to be accurate. This is not me telling you. This is actually what's being said under federal law, under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Therefore, pulling up your credit report and learning how to identify and point out errors on your credit report is going to play a huge role in you being being able to go ahead and get items removed off of them. Certain things that you definitely want to look for as you are disputing your credit report is personal information. So anything that's on your personal information section that's out of place or reporting incorrectly, you want to go ahead and highlight that error and identify that error on the credit report. And that goes for each one of your 3 credit reports. Okay? And that goes for your name. Any misspellings or aliases that's on your credit report that shouldn't be there, take note of that. Any old and outdated addresses, this is going to play a very big part. You want to keep only one current address on your credit report. Any other old addresses, go ahead and mark those off because you want to go ahead and get those off your report as well too. The same thing that goes with any employers, any inconsistencies on your date of birth, social security number, phone number, all of your personal information. You want to make sure that is clear and free of any errors that may be reporting on it, because indirectly, this is going to hurt you when it comes to the dispute process. Next up, you want to go and look at the accounts on your credit report. Very important. Of course, each and every account that's reporting, mainly you want to focus on any negative or derogatory accounts that's reporting on your credit. And look at the account, and you want to go ahead and identify things such as your payment history, if that's out of order, the account history, any accounts that may be not even yours, that may be a product of identity theft. All of this is things that you want to look for and data points that you want to highlight, as this is going to form the basis of you disputing these errors off of your credit report. Okay. Listen, it could be a simple thing such as a numerical digit or one letter that's off within the credit report, right? If TransUnion is saying one thing and Equifax is saying another thing, as small as one digit off, guess what? That right there is a violation. So that's why it's very important to understand the Fair Credit Reporting Act requires that the credit reporting agencies report everything on your credit report absolutely consistent across the board. So any accounts or information that's on the account section that's inconsistent across all 3, you want to go ahead and dispute that. Now, once you have went ahead and identified all of the errors within your credit report, this also includes the inquiry section, okay, and the public records. No, anything's on your public records, which is, it could be any bankruptcies or any other public information that shouldn't be there. You want to take note of that. Also, last but not least, is any hard inquiries. Soft inquiries typically are not visible to lenders or anyone outside of yourself who's viewing your report, but you do want to go ahead and attack any hard inquiries that you see. And this can be any inquiries that's not associated or tied to any open accounts that's currently on your credit report. So that time that you went to the car dealership and you was shopping for that car that you was trying to get, and the dealership ran your credit 10, 15 times, you didn't buy the car from 10, 15 people. You only bought it from one dealership. So the other 13, 14 inquiries, they have to go. So you want to make sure that you keep your credit report free and clear of any unnecessary hard inquiries that may be reporting on there, because that could also form a basis of denial when it comes for you attempting to apply for credit. Once you have went ahead and scanned through your entire report and identified all of the mistakes and all of the inconsistencies, now it's time to get to the fun part. Time to go ahead and set up your dispute letter. We are in the days now where 2025 is all about working smarter, not harder. We ain't about breaking a sweat over here, especially to all my bald-headed viewers out there. We ain't trying to get no sweat on our bald heads, right? What we really want to do, guys, is utilize our brain to be able to increase our chances to be successful and get items removed off the credit report. And there's no better tool out there than using an artificial tool called Chat GPT. Hey, listen, by now, if you're not aware of what Chat GPT is or haven't used it, I highly encourage you to go ahead and check it out. This is a free artificial intelligence tool where you'll be able to go ahead and utilize for pretty much any common task. It could give you a reply to email, give you basic instructions on life hacks and life lessons, help you with your homework. But in this video, we're going to discuss how you can use Chat GPT to be able to go ahead and help you formulate a dispute letter that you could send send to the credit bureaus, but not only create a dispute letter, but create a customized dispute letter as well too. First thing you want to do is, of course, create an account with Chat GPT if you have not done so already. Now, there's a free version as well as the paid version, but for this video here, I highly recommend you with the free version, as you don't need the paid version to be able to go ahead and take care of what you need to. Once you have went ahead and created an account with Chat GPT, you are going to go ahead and put inside of Chat GPT this simple prompt. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick here. You're going to go ahead and write, I am disputing negative information I noticed on my credit report. Information on my credit report as credit repair specialist and consumer law expert. I would like to dispute the following items. Then what you're going to do, you're going to go have the inconsistencies as well as the incorrect account information that you have highlighted or you have written down on the 3 different credit reports. Okay, so you want to go ahead and put all of these things down onto the prompt of Chat GPT. What you could also do, was most people are unaware of this, you see the plus sign here? If you're able to print out a copy of your credit report, you can just also attach the copy of the credit report as well too onto Chat GPT, which I highly recommend, because that's going to go ahead and allow it to go ahead and formulate a better dispute letter for you and give the AI, is going to allow the AI to be able to recognize your credit report better as well too, so to be able to go ahead and draft you a more accurate and customized dispute letter. So by including your actual copy of your credit report, that helps customize the dispute letter versus it trying to give you a generic template. Now, once you have listed all of the accounts, like for instance, you put number 1, Midland Funding, such as such, number 2, LVNV Funding, whatever the case may be. Then you also want to make sure that you put that please create letter in a 8th grade reading level, and also include relevant consumer law in relations to my dispute letter. Then you're going to go ahead and hit enter, and then you will go ahead and see how ChatGPT is pretty much going to do all of the hard work for you. That's it. Now, of course, you want to make sure that you do create 3 separate dispute letters, one for Experian, one for Equifax, and one for TransUnion. Print out these dispute letters and sign the dispute letters. Okay. At this point, pretty much, as you can see, you haven't really, cracked the sweat. You've had the artificial intelligence tool have went ahead and crafted a customized dispute letter for you, and you are now ready for the next step of sending your dispute letters out to the credit bureau. Okay. Now, once you've went ahead and crafted your dispute letter, you can go ahead and use an online mailing service. There are plenty of options out there. One I'm going to recommend, and listen, they're not endorsing this video. I'm not receiving any kickback or any affiliate commissions for endorsing them. I just recommend this company because I've used them plenty of times in the past, which is LetterStream. LetterStream is a company where pretty much you can be able to go ahead and send out letters online. The third-party service where you'll just upload your letter or the document that you want to be able to mail out, and they'll go ahead and charge you a fee, whether you want to send it regular mail, first-class mail, or even with return service. I highly recommend that the dispute letter, especially the first round, that you do send it with some sort of tracking attached to it, because under the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the credit bureaus have 30 days to conduct an investigation, as well as to be able to go ahead and give the results from either removing the item or fixing the error on your credit report. And that's pretty much it, guys. That right there is the new way on how you can you can identify errors on your credit report, draft your dispute letter, and send your dispute letter. And as you can see, by following this method and following this approach, no longer you have to go ahead and worry about going to the post office box. No worry creating 609 letters or factual dispute letters or anything like that. You are basically having artificial intelligence do all of the heavy lifting for you and being able to go ahead and send you a customized dispute letter, which will force the credit bureaus to be able to go ahead and act, and most importantly, provide provide you results typically within the first 30 days of you sending your dispute letter. Listen, there's going to be moments. First of all, I know I'm already setting myself up for this, so I want to go ahead and make sure I say this right now. Okay. So don't attack me in the comments if after the first round you're not successful. Listen, if it was that easy, everybody will be walking around here with a 700 credit score and everybody will be cleaning their credit within 30 days. So listen, that is just not possible all of the time, guys. So when it comes to credit repair, it does take patience as well as persistence. So in the event after the first round of you sending your dispute letter and you're not successful, that's not the end of it. If for any reason the credit bureau does a stall tactic or they just send you back a letter saying that the item is verified, what you want to do is follow up with the dispute letter. We're going to use artificial intelligence, the same tools that we use in round one, we're going to use in two, where we're going to now send a follow-up letter asking them to provide you proof for the conclusion they came up with. This proof is labeled in the form of a debt validation letter. The debt validation letter is typically a letter that you're going to send directly to the creditor as well as the credit bureaus, asking them, hey, you're saying that this item is reporting correctly and the information is validated. Guess what? Under the law, I am required to receive evidence for you coming to this conclusion. You're pretty much going to follow the same steps that I just outlined previously. Enter the prompt inside of Chat GPT, send a tracking letter to both the creditor as well as the credit bureau. They have within 30 days to provide you all of the evidence that substantiates all of the information they're reporting on the credit reporting agencies. Typically at this point, this is where you're going to get them. Yes, this is where you get them. Typically 9 times out of 10, especially when it comes to debt collectors, your debt is being bought and sold multiple times. It's going down through one company to another company. So information does get lost. And so at this point, the chain of evidence can be lost throughout the mix-up or throughout the process of it exchanging hands. And this is where it all benefits you, because 9 times out of 10, if they don't provide you the sufficient enough evidence, you can use that and leverage it to your position to be able to go ahead and get the items removed off of your credit report. Now, if you are successful in your debt validation letter, or if the debt collection agency or credit reporting agency simply is not abiding by the proper protocols or practices outlined under the Fair Credit Reporting Act or the consumer law, what you can do is seek out a consumer law attorney to be able to go ahead and take a look at your case, all of the past evidence that you have sent out in regards to your argument, and see if not only of fighting to get this item removed off your credit report, but more importantly, also getting a little compensation from the credit bureau for them doing what they're doing. Okay. So listen, again, when it comes to the credit repair process, it's all about patience as well as persistence. Don't give up on the first round. Sometimes it may take 2 or 3 rounds because, again, as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, the lawsuit from the Consumer Protection Bureau, the CFPB, is an indication that the credit bureaus, they are not our friends. These credit reporting agencies, their job is to collect as much data. And when they have bad information or inconsistent information, it's just more money in their pockets, right? So nevertheless, I've just went ahead and shared the strategies with you guys on how to be able to fix your credit in 2025. You'll be able to do it effectively and efficiently. But more importantly, at this point, once you have gotten your credit, very important, man, you want to go ahead and keep up with the habits and practices of maintaining your credit. There's no worse thing of doing all of this work, fighting, struggling, scratching and clawing to be able to get your credit up to the 700s, wiping off all the negative items just to fall back into the same hole again. All right. So make sure you do simple things such as placing a credit freeze and a credit monitoring on your credit report so you can stay aware of any activity or anything that may occur on your credit report. Also, make sure you set up your credit cards or other accounts on automatic payment. All right. Listen, I know life be lifing and we got a lot of things to take care of, but setting up automatic payments and making sure that you're paying at least your minimum monthly payments on time can definitely help you avoid making any late payments, as any late payments can dramatically drop your credit score and you definitely don't want. All right. So last but not least, make sure that you also limit your inquiries and keep your utilization utilization low. All right. Any utilization above 30% is going to definitely hurt you, especially as we're rolling into the summertime where FICO has announced they're rolling out FICO 10, and the new FICO 10 model, it will not be friendly to people that's keeping a high utilization on their credit report. And also make sure you don't have any more than 2-3 inquiries within a 12-month basis. You can have a perfect credit score, guys, but having too many inquiries, that can lead you to getting denied, as lenders are very sensitive to the amount of inquiries you have on your credit. Man, said a lot, dropped a lot for you. I hope you take appreciation to what I was able to share with you guys today. Listen, if you want more dope content like this, do me a huge favor. Check out the channel by subscribing to the channel, as we drop videos like this every single week, whether it comes to entrepreneurship, personal finance, or investing. Also, make sure you hit the bell notification so you are kept up to date whenever we do drop videos twice per week. All right, we do drop dope content like this. Also, let us know in the comments section if you know anything that you have gained from this video. What's your thoughts? What's your comments on this, right? If you're a person that have used Chat GPT and been successful, we want to hear about it, because of course this will let the community know that this is a tool that they can leverage to their benefit to be able to go ahead and get items removed off their credit report. But until next time, thanks for tapping in, thanks for tuning in, guys, and let's go ahead and do what we need to do to keep our credit scores up. Catch you on the flip side. Take care. Peace.
Blueprint, yeah. Blueprint. This conversation about building up your blueprint. It's time to take it, cause time is wasted. Go grind and chase it, don't lose it. This generation need integration with information to move with. An inclination that is abiding and entertaining improvement. Yep, let's Paul with Blueprint. This guests are exclusive. Get on and tune in and then learn some new tips about credit, finance, investment. A nice chance to get rich and buy land. Flip it, quick 9 bands. Learn all the skills from Wes, he did it. Learn how to build successful business. Run up a mill and get the digits. Run up a mill. Look, safe place where guests are speaking, based off financial freedom. All facts, no cap, believe it. Podcast, you have to see it.